The first commercially successful locomotive train engine was built in 1812 by John Blenkinsop. It was known as Locomotive Number 1. In the early 1900s, steam engines were gradually suspended for electric and diesel engines. And so a story is told of a boy and his father who migrated from the southwest of Algeria in West Africa after Mali had gained independence in 1959. His name was Keita. His dad was a merchant entertainer during the Sahara Desert trading era. Keita followed his dad with his flute through the highlands into the lowlands. He played skillfully like the undulating rakes across the valleys from higher to lower octaves. He was the talk of the century, the music missionary, the Medusa of the desert, changing every heart of stone that heard him play into clay. He had worked all his life to one day he was embraced to grace an occasion with his music in England, a visit to the Queen. From the countryside of Canning Town, he sat in a locomotive train engine with his father. Commotion had set in when the train set in motion. The chuku-chaka sound felt bisibasa. It was his first time. He sat so tight in his seat, like a Mexican cowboy's skin tight. Oh, indeed, he was a sight, such a frightful delight. So everyone watched him as he held on to his father's jarabia. He was so black that going through the tunnels, his eyes and teeth looked like a white chalk on an African blackboard. Four boys who sat across two men with an obvious name, Boys to Men, began to sing. Suddenly, the great desert entertainer's eyes beamed with light. The mellifluous melody had suddenly brought Keita to life. He tapped his feet as he sat uneasy. He began to enjoy the train as the real sound of chuku-chaka began to make so much sense when the warning sirens of choo-choo began to fill the spaces on the G clef and Y clef. The bassist sang on the F clef. How ironic! The passengers began to clap from the other side, so he took his flute and played alongside with so much momentum that the day had become a memento. Life is a mystery. Sometimes it's hard to tell, so we sing them as history. The Scottish danced to the wonderful tunes in English. The Germans shook hands with the Spanish. Jamaica to Algeria, French to Alata, and Rome embraced Saudi Arabia. All in the euphoria of the day. Music had sung healing to the sick. Music had broken all barriers and mended all broken barriers. Music had become the champion of the day. Ladies and gentlemen, his fears were gone. Anxieties and worries faded away like a mist blown over the Sahara Desert. Ready to face the Queen of England with a different perspective to life. A free mind and a free spirit. In this crazy world, the gospel train carries the vocal path. Young men with circumcised lips and transformed hearts. And you and I sit as Keita and his father, ready to be set free from the hassles and the quadrilles of this world. With our anus cocked and our eyes and ears wide open, we sit widely awake. Why don't you get on board? For the rail to the heavenly path is going to be vocal. Ayalo, Ayalolo, Obaya. Are you getting on board? Ready or not? For it is still possible, Kaybee and the vocal path.
We'll get on board and go everywhere. Oh, I want to tell this perishing world that my Savior is about to